I've known Ian literally my entire life, since our moms introduced us as babies back in Maryland. After 39 years of friendship, I've come to understand a few things about Ian and why he and Tingting are meant to be together. To understand Ian, you should know three key things about him. First, he loves to win. Anyone who's played a game against him knows that competition is in his blood. It was honestly pretty annoying when we were kids how good he is at everything. In academics, sports, video games, business, socializing, trash talking, cross-dressing, and dating, he excels at everything he puts his mind to, and he never settles for less than the best. He was in such a rush to start winning at life that he came out of the womb 1 month early. He made me seriously consider retaking the SAT because he scored 10 points higher than me. No, Ian, I didn't forget about that because you rubbed it in every chance you got. Second thing you should know about Ian, he would do anything for the people he loves. Everyone here probably has a story in which he showed his golden retriever energy by helping you out, connecting you with someone, or just making you feel included and special. I, especially, have been a beneficiary of Ian's generous spirit. I probably wouldn't know 80% of you here, many of whom I consider my close friends, if it weren't for him. But I knew Ian was a real ride-or-die homie when he and Kevin Fang, another groomsman we grew up with, drove several hours in the middle of the night from Potomac, Maryland to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to bring me home after a rough night in college. It's no exaggeration to say that they saved me during a dark time in my life. Ian never gave up on me, even when I gave up on myself. And through his, frankly, delusional optimism, which is his superpower, he helped lift me out of a pit into the light. He introduced me to so many things that give my life color, like friends, Pong, raves, pickleball. Almost everything good in my life that didn't come from my family, I owe to him. The third thing you should know about Ian is he, despite his uber bro machismo, is deceptively wise. Sun Tzu said that victory comes to he who chooses his battles wisely, who knows when to fight and when to avoid conflict. And Ian has mastered that art of war, which is fortunate, because marriage is all about compromise. And I've heard Tingting's win-loss record in arguments is pretty impressive. So with that background, why do I think Tingting and Ian are right for each other? Well, I have to admit, I lied earlier because I believe that there's no such thing as the right person for someone, and no couple is meant to be together. The philosopher Alain de Botton put it best when he described marriage as a hopeful, generous, infinitely kind gamble taken by two people who don't know yet who they are or who the other might be, binding themselves to a future they cannot conceive of. Now that might sound deeply unromantic to many of you, and that's part of the point. Romance makes for touching pictures and emotional vows, but it's not the core of what marriage is. Now, as a formerly married man, you probably shouldn't listen to my advice on marriage, but I'm the one with the microphone, so you're gonna hear it anyway.
Let's go!
It's clear to anyone how much Tingting and Ian are in love. Yes, Ian, Tingting's love language happens to be electrocuting you and injecting dozens of needles into your face 3 times a week. But being in love alone is not enough to make a marriage work. Falling in love is easy. Loving another human with all their flaws and strangeness is hard. That's because the act of loving is not just a feeling. It's a choice, a skill, and a challenge. And that's why I believe Tingting and Ian will go the distance. As entrepreneurs, they're both comfortable taking calculated gambles and striving for success against all odds. When I first got to know Tingting, I was honestly pretty concerned because here's an extremely smart, capable, beautiful, powerful girl who also loves to win. As anyone would know if they've seen, or more accurately heard, her and Ian play drinking games. What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? Well, now we know, because someone wears the pants in this relationship, and someone wears the mini skirt. And anyone who's seen the Blackpink dance video knows who is who. Loving also requires ample generosity towards your partner, which both of them have demonstrated in spades. On top of being a tremendously successful businesswoman, Tingting also manages to care for a daughter, mother, siblings, cousins, 2 mischievous dogs, and now 1 mischievous husband. Meanwhile, I've seen Ian juice oranges by hand, crack coconuts, and serve porridge to Tingting on a daily basis to make sure she doesn't starve. Perhaps most importantly, they're entering this union with much more honesty and clarity than most. As many of you know now, at one point they agreed that they would not work out as a couple. I knew Ian was heartbroken because he had told me earlier he thought Tingting was the one. But in those moments when they thought they would never end up together, they could discuss those hard truths that couples never touch until it's too late. And now they've already successfully raised 2 dogs, bought a house, operate a property rental business, and survived wedding dance class together. Whatever the future brings, Tingting and Ian are in it to win it. And I couldn't be happier or more hopeful for them. Now, it's often said that it's better to be lucky than good, and I've been incredibly lucky to have Ian as my best friend. Any of you could have grown up with him, and you might be up here giving this speech instead of me. But the universe brought me and Ian together, and for that, I consider myself the biggest winner of all.
Let's go. Yes.
I love you, Ian. I love you, Tingting. Let's raise a glass to the newlyweds.